Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. You feel it because your timeline is shifting. Prepare for what is coming in your life. Today we'll be talking about shifting of the timelines, because many of you are going through a spiritual awakening right now. Not a casual awakening, but huge spiritual awakening, because energy shifts are happening right now so consistently. So many powerful energies are present right now, and it may cause you to experience them in many different ways. So you feel right now this energy shifts, but maybe you don't know how to explain them, or you don't know how to put them into words. And you may feel a tension because it feels like you're leaving something behind, you're losing something, like a part of yourself is detaching from yourself, and it feels weird, it feels unfamiliar, so you don't maybe know what is happening. And what should you prepare for? Because every time we go through this spiritual awakening shifts, we start changing our timeline, which means that, in other words, we could say that we put ourselves onto a different path, on which time may be experienced differently. Results may appear faster, events may appear differently, different people may appear in our lives, more synchronicities may appear, and so on. So if you're going through that kind of a spiritual awakening right now, like your consciousness is shifting, your values are changing, you're becoming more simple, more spontaneous, more natural, more self-aware, you're going through awakening. And usually when we start to awaken, we experience a call to an adventure. It doesn't mean that you experience a call that you need to go to travel, but you more like experience a call to a soul adventure. Let's research more about life. Let's research more about yourself. That's where we start to experience a need to learn more about maybe the origin of humanity, or maybe the origin of your soul, from where your soul is coming from. What's the history of your soul? What's the history of yourself? What's the history of your family here on earth, and the soul family, and so on. So that's where we start experiencing that great curiosity, which is leading us into a different path. And often people would say to us, like, there's something wrong with us, or we are getting weird, we're getting, into weird things, like we're out of this world. But actually, you're actually stepping outside of your limited programs. And that's a natural process of awakening. So if you sense that your values are changing and you are becoming more simple and more natural, like you are drawn more into nature, and you want to research more of how nature is operating, why you feel so attracted to natural things, and why you feel easily grounded when you step into the nature, when you connect with people which are more connected with nature, or which are more in tune with nature. It doesn't mean that like you want to move out of the city, or you don't want to use technology and all of that. It's all great with that. Like, because of technology, I can connect with all of you. So it's like, I love all of that, but I also love nature. And when we start valuing that natural part of ourselves, we start to understand also the importance of nature when it comes to evolution of humanity. Because we can see right now the rise of artificial intelligence is increasing so fast that it's not really hard to lose ourselves in all of that technological evolution. But if we lose the connection with nature, it will be really hard to stay grounded and to think clearly. So if your values are changing right now, so you've started valuing more of that natural side of life, you are going through a huge spiritual awakening, and energy right now is really supportive to do that. So you may be called to spend more time in beautiful places. You may be called to go into mountains. You may be called to go to a seaside. You may be called to go into a forest and just spend more time there. You may not know why, but if you do that, you will just feel like you belong there. You will feel like there was something that you needed to experience there. So just follow that calling, follow that inner feeling. The second thing I've noticed right now that is happening on that energetic level, that many people are recognizing their habitual patterns which are blocking their evolution. And this is so important right now because, you know, if we truly want to transcend, if we want to ascend, if we want to transform, if we want to grow and evolve, we need to become aware of the habitual patterns which are blocking our evolution, which are blocking our manifestations, which are blocking our growth, so we can let go of them and develop new patterns. You know, it is required a great sense of awareness, and it is an unpleasant journey of recognizing what is not truly serving us anymore, but it is so rewarding. It is so rewarding, and you know that because more you're recognizing your habitual patterns. Those are, you know, patterns which you're automatically repeating, and you don't even know why, and you don't know how to stop them. But suddenly you've become aware of them. Like even 1 year ago, you were not aware of doing that. You were not aware that you're talking like that. You were not aware that you're behaving like that. You were not aware that you are reacting like that, that you have this kind of triggers, that those kind of people with those certain words are triggering those certain fears and anger and frustration within you. But now you have become aware of that. Is that you? Have you become aware of those habitual patterns right at this moment, and you are ready to let go of that? You are ready to change them for something better, for something greater, for something healthier. Is that you? Because if the answer is yes, you are plugging yourself to those higher frequencies, higher energy. And I just want to encourage you to let the wisdom guide you. Let the wisdom of those higher energies guide you, because it is here. It is here to actually push you into that greater state of being. And all you need to do is to decide that you will let go of that by choosing a healthier direction. You will see you are so supported right now, so supported. All you need to do is just let go of what is not serving you anymore and plug yourself to the healthier behaviors. Ask yourself what is supporting the future version of yourself you want to become, and do that. When it comes to habits or behaviors at your free time, are you wasting your time? Are you distracting yourself? Or are you educating yourself, reading books, meditating, doing what you love? Are you smoking, or are you actually breathing air, fresh air? Whatever you're doing, you know, it's not like I would be judging you or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. But it has everything to do with how you are approaching yourself and how you're feeling about yourself. How do you feel yourself? And see if there is a space where you could ascend your emotional sensation when it comes to your life? Could you sense more joy? Is there space for more peace? Is there space for more harmony? Is there a certain aspect of your life which is triggering a lot of anger and frustration? Those are lower energies which are controlling your behaviors. Are you ready to transcend? Are you ready to let go of that? Are you ready to shift yourself out of that, through that? So become aware, what is it? And learn what could you do to, to shift through that. Educate yourself. If you're wondering like how to become happier or how to become more joyful, well, learn from people which are more joyful. That's the magic of teaching one another. That's the magic that is programmed within us. In our brain we have those mirror neurons which are allowing us to copy our environment, to learn from our environment. And if we start studying people which are happier, which are more passionate, which are more creative, we will suddenly become it. We will just download their patterns into our subconscious mind, because that's how nature has designed us. So you see, transformation is much easier than you think it is, but the question is how much of transformation you allow enter into your life. So become aware of that. The third thing I've noticed right now with this present energy that that will help you to shift your timeline is that you may feel lighter, like you're losing weights on your shoulders, and it feels like you're letting go of the pain from the past, you're letting go of the traumas, of fear, or of certain self-sabotaging, like you were holding it on like in your backpack for such a long time, but suddenly you've started to feel lighter. Maybe you're doing that work for a long time, the shadow work, or you're meditating for a long time, you're practicing self-awareness, you're becoming more aware of what is serving you, what is not serving you, where you want to invest more of your energy, where you don't want to invest your energy anymore. And you're doing that, what we're talking every single day here. And you've started to feel like you're losing those weights on your shoulders, and suddenly you're becoming lighter. And with that lightness comes more creativity. Have you noticed that? With that lightness comes more joy. Have you noticed that you're becoming more joyful spontaneously? That spontaneously you just start laughing. Spontaneously you're just noticing more beauty around you. Spontaneously you're meeting more happy people. Spontaneously you're meeting more of those kind of spiritual people which are on that same vibrational frequency, with whom you can have this deep conversations. Spontaneously you're attracting more abundance, and spontaneously you're attracting more love into your life. Have you noticed that? If yes, you are plugging yourself to this new higher frequencies which are helping you to shift your timelines, where you're actually tapping into this 5D consciousness vibrations, where everything is happening much faster because your internal state is ascending onto that greater level of being, and everything is just becoming much lighter. So you're tapping into that part of you which understands that in life it's not about chasing things but attracting things, as we were talking yesterday about, and I will make more videos about it. So pay attention to the signs. The fourth thing I've noticed right now is that you may experience unfamiliar, stronger senses for your passions, your purpose, your needs, and your don't wants. So what it means, you may experience unfamiliarly stronger senses for your passions, what you're passionate about. Maybe as a little kid you were really passionate about something. You know, kids they are aligned, they are on higher vibrations, they are curious, they are playful. They are not afraid of what can go wrong because they're not programmed that way yet. But at some point we meet greatest challenges, we meet deepest fears, we meet emotions of anger, and at some point we get stuck there. And the mission is to learn to get unstuck, to learn to gain wisdom from those lower emotions, so we start navigating them, we start ascending through them, we start to feel them but not judge them. And it's a process of self-awareness, it's a process of emotional intelligence. But once we truly allow ourselves to move beyond it, we may recognize a stronger sense for what we are passionate about. Maybe something which is connecting us to our past. Like to me, since I was little, since I remember myself as a little kid, I was drawing all the time. At some point I stopped, I went into sports, I became really passionate about extreme sports, freestyle mountain biking. I was doing that truly passionately for more than 13 years. And then at some point I just felt a calling to start drawing again. And then I've started painting. And that's my story. How I would say my soul was guiding me back to that childhood passion, which which has evolved into something which I could never imagine. I was not visualizing that I will be doing that. I was not visualizing that I want to make a living out of doing art and out of doing videos and so on. It happened spontaneously, automatically. All I wanted to do was to be happy. All I wanted to do was to be happy, and I was searching the things, how to experience more happiness, and from where actually happiness is coming from. Is happiness coming from receiving something in return? Is happiness coming from giving? Is happiness coming from being creative? You know, is happiness coming from sharing yourself with others or hanging with others? Or from where happiness is coming from? But then I've learned that happiness is coming from finding the balance between all those different aspects of our lives. Being creative, being passionate or doing something you're passionate about, receiving something in return for your work, hanging with people, exchanging information, knowledge, wisdom, whatever, energy, and being alone, being quiet, and finding balance between all of those things brings us the greatest possible happiness. And it's a mission to find that. But I am noticing that I'm becoming much better at finding that great balance between all those different aspects of my life. But I've came to that point because I've let my soul guide me. And my soul is guiding me and was guiding me to find that passion once again, which led me to creating a purpose out of that. I want to spread it with the world, I want to share it with all of you, and that's what I'm doing. So you see, once we plug ourselves to those higher vibrations, higher frequencies, by letting go of what is not serving us anymore, what is blocking our evolution, we may find ourselves feeling unfamiliarly stronger sensations of passion, of purpose, of needs, what you need to do that, what you feel that you truly need from your heart, what you feel inside your heart that you need. Do you need to change your job? Do you need to start following your heart? Do you need to meet the right people right now? Do you need to make more money? Whatever it is, if you feel stronger senses about it, it's about time to follow it. That's where you're shifting your timeline by deciding, I will do that, I will follow that, I will create it. That's where you're shifting your timeline. So never ignore that. And also I mentioned don't wants. Unfamiliarly stronger sensation of your don't wants, what you don't want anymore. It's not enough saying I don't want that. It's not enough saying I don't want to experience that anymore. We need to act and we need to decide. You know that. We need to decide, well, if I don't want that, let's do what I want. Let's create what I want. Let's act how I want. And let's see what happens as a byproduct of that changed behaviors. Let's see what happens, because cause and effect, each action is causing a reaction, right? Be aware of that. And the fifth thing I've noticed right now with that higher energy is that we start to see and feel a greater meaning of life. This is to me so beautiful, because now when I go outside, I see my life and I see life around me completely differently. I have completely different beliefs. My faith is much different now. And my perception is so different as it was 1 year ago, 2 years ago, and 5 years ago. It's like, for me right now, it's kind of hard to believe how much I've changed myself. And it often happens to all of us when we go through that awakening and we look back into the past, and we are like looking or reflecting our past from that incredible state of gratitude, thinking like how much we've actually changed and how the meaning of life has changed, right? What is the meaning of life? The great mystery. It actually doesn't matter. You need to find it out for yourself. Doesn't matter what anybody can tell you about it. The only meaning of life is for you to find your meaning of life. And that's a great mystery. But once we recognize that as we are evolving, the meaning of life is expanding, everything is becoming more meaningful. Even tiny little details are becoming more meaningful. Everything becomes more beautiful. We start appreciating everything so much more. We start valuing everything so much more. And that's truly amazing. So, usually, as I said at the beginning, we feel that call to adventure from the soul. Soul is calling us for an adventure. And then we choose the path, what kind of path we want to walk on. And eventually we'll feel a need to change certain directions. And every time we do certain changes, we shift the timeline. So let's imagine that if you would not change anything in your life, if you would not pay any attention to what you're doing, your destiny would be quite similar to your ancestors, because that's your DNA program. But as soon as you start changing your perception, as soon as you start changing your behaviors, as soon as you start releasing your past traumas, your past pain, by elevating your emotions of gratitude, emotions of love, joy, appreciation, you've started changing your timeline. Now you've started valuing yourself much more. when the value of yourself will change, there's a completely different future for yourself, more abundant future, healthier future, more prosperous, more joyful future. You're not the same person anymore. That's how the change is happening. But then if you have a clear intention how you see yourself in the future, now you've again changed the timeline. All you need to do is walk on that new timeline. So having a clear intention for your future, for the future of the world, future of humanity, you're not doing that just for yourself, you're doing that for everyone, which is part of your reality. Everyone which is part of this wonderful earth. And that's what's happening. So what you should prepare for is that many of those habitual patterns that are coming up are only coming up to release them. Many painful memories from the past are only coming up to release them, and more of that will be coming up in the future because the great cleansing is happening in your system. A great cleansing is happening, so many unpleasant sensations may come up, many unpleasant triggers may come up, and it is only coming up so you can release it by doing the work that feels the most aligned with you, that is resonating with you on that spiritual level, on that mental level, emotional level, physical level. You know, take care of your body, be active, do a workout, do a yoga, whatever works for you. Take care of your beliefs, take care of your mindset, take care of your knowledge, expand your knowledge, think bigger. Take care of that. And take care of your spirit, meditate, ground yourself, be in quietness, connect with soul groups. If you don't know anyone whom you would describe as a soul group, a soul family, they will come to you, they will find you. As you are doing the work, people will find you, people will come to you, you will attract them. So pay attention to that. This is like a quick reflection on the energy right now and the shifts that are happening and the awakening that many people are going through. So I hope it can help you to navigate yourself or to understand more of what is maybe happening to you. I hope it can help you on that. So this is it for today, my friends. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings and power. Have a beautiful day, and I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. Thanks to all of you for supporting my art in my Etsy shop. You're all truly appreciated. One love, my friends.